Alright, good morning. This is the only trade setup I've seen all day. And so what we did was very short-term market structure shift. This is on the 15-second time frame. And then we came back down to the order block, got in on this bullish series of candles right here. And basically the whole point was to get to equilibrium of this candle wick. And that's a 2.5 RR for the day. So yeah, that's basically it. But besides that, nothing to see here. We do have news coming in. Fed Chair Powell. Have no idea how that's going to look. And then also just keeping a good eye out on ES. And yeah, there's that trade. That was like a 1-to-1. That's the only trade setup I've seen all day. So yeah, if this was live, I would just trail my stop. And this is on paper trading. This is on practice account. But alright, I'm good on 400 there. That's the only trade setup I've seen all day. And it's very, very short term. Very short term. Like 15-second scalp. And that was for 50 points. So, we have came right back to a market open was basically we literally just dumped, had a small reaction right there at sell stops, and then we came back down to midnight open perfectly to the tick. So yeah, kind of looking to not do anything live until news drops at 10:30. But yeah, so I can go over that a little bit more. But it's like, why was this the only trade that I was looking at, right? So everything's fractal. So this is a very fractal model that I trade. This is literally my model. And so what we did was we created a short-term market structure shift saying that we want to go up. So what I do all the time, or really that I've just started to do, but it really helps me out, is I just look at the line graph to take out a lot of the noise. Yeah, so that trade did just hit buy side. So we have a market structure shift right there, and then we come back down. That was like a 20-point candle back down. This wick right here is telling me a lot. And so we come back up. We respect the imbalance. You could have had buys somewhere in there right off that gap for a nice 56-point trade. But yeah, I'm doing this thing right now to say I cannot look at the 15 or 30-second time frame on live until I hit like a certain threshold. So I do have 2 accounts that I'm trading right now. My other account, as you guys can see, I did go into withdrawal, or whatever it's called. So this is like psychologically what I've been looking at. Over trading. So that bad week right there basically took out all profits. I really do wish I would have taken a payout instead. But this is the thing though. If I didn't learn this right here, I would not be in any condition to do anything. So I'm grateful for that experience. That really helped me out. So we're just going off of one trade from last week. I had some neurology appointment stuff, so I was not able to really trade. But yeah, just sitting here to wait until 10:30. So we do have 1 hour gap. We ran through just to get a midnight open. I'm going to take that off now. We do have a 1 hour gap for that is under midnight open, and then I also just fibbed up this price leg. I was expecting a little bit of movement right there at equilibrium, and that's what we were able to do. So I was really bullish coming into the day. We had open, high, low, close on the daily. That was bullish. No, never mind. I was bearish coming into the day. Dollar was very bullish. Euro USD was bearish, signifying dollar strength. Dollar goes up, indices go down. So yeah, I kind of want to look at some more draws, but we just don't really have much. We filled in this 4 hour gap completely chasing midnight open. So with that being said, which could very easily mean at news we could drive price up, short pullback to get to this 4 hour bullish gap. But that might be the only trade of the day, honestly. Yeah, so dollar was very bullish. That could be the draw on the day. We could just be chasing. If we go anywhere above that, I'm not really concerned. That's kind of we also have a bearish gap. So the whole reason why you need to look at dollar, or why I look at the dollar, is to show strength for indices. It's a complete divergence. It is basically saying if the dollar is going up, I'm looking at indices being bearish. So we're also looking at Euro USD to look at how strong the dollar is versus the euro currency. So really what I'm looking at here is like projecting for news. So we could pull back up into this gap to take out sell side liquidity, which is one scenario. But it's all going to be dependent on what the news says. So we're kind of just sitting here at equilibrium. So structure is saying that we're bullish right now until we trade lower than this wick. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Somewhere around here is going to be EQ of that wick. So that's how I can kind of gauge off of structure. So this is what I'm looking at primarily. Market structure shift, pullback. We're staying bullish at this EQ to lead us to here. Market structure shift is right here. But it's kind of like, why am I doing all this work if it's just going to get wiped out by news? That's kind of why I'm kind of pissed about it. So kind of just letting my OCD rot right now. So possibly looking for bullish prices. Good morning.
I feel like I got
Wet.
I feel like that happened to me. I don't know what the hell. That happened to me a long time ago. But I don't think I put my hand in it fast enough, so maybe that's why we got sent away.
I like your earrings.
Thank you. You can have the rest of that pizza once I get a piece.
Okay.
And I ain't got no snacks. Sorry.
I got a banana over there. If you want to split it.
No, it's fine. Banana split. I don't know what we're doing in class today.
We got 3 minutes till news. What the news say? What the news say? Get the biggest one.
On a diet.
Oh, bruh, I got plain Greek yogurt instead of vanilla flavored Greek yogurt. That's
So what
y'all's.
you can
I'm just
do?
saying.
Huh?
That's y'all's. I'm just saying. I got
Yeah.
the same one, and I was
You got that one?
like, yeah.
That's still good.
It ain't sweet.
What you do?
You
Take
put sugar.
take a scoop of your protein powder and put it in it. It's so
I
good.
don't have any more.
You need to go get some.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have any more either. I used mine all. But it's really good if you do that. It's like a good. It tastes like ice cream, like a sweet treat. You do that? No, you gotta do that and then add like a little bit of honey in it.
Yeah, some
Either-
people got cocoa
Either-
flavored protein powder.
Yeah, you can do that. But vanilla's good with honey or a little bit of syrup. Like a little bit.
That's literally what I did. Was I put syrup in it?
I bet. I guess that's what people say to do. That's what ChatGPT told me to do.
Really?
I thought that yogurt tastes fine. I've tried it by itself. Maybe I didn't.
Got 1 minute till news. Alright, I'm finna have to lock in.
Oh, I'm about to go.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go get my Zen pouches? All my shoes in there.
Yeah.
Alright. Really, the only thing I'm looking at here is we are holding on this EQ. Meaning bullishness, but it could get wrecked by news. So we do have 30 seconds. And we went lower than that on NQ. Not really saying much, but that's the only thing that I'm really gauging right now. Thank you. Love you too. Go kill it. Pizza head. Alright. We got 10 seconds. Oh shoot, news just dropped. Bruh. Oh my gosh, there's nothing. We're getting no volatility right now. Expected EQ. This could be a bias for longs. Alright, baby. Go kill it. Love you. I'm going to take this on my practice account since we're... Alright, girlfriend is gone, so now we can start acting up. Bro. Like, this is... I hate these days. It's like... You can tell we're waiting to hold off until news, and then news comes, and it's like a complete dud. Like, nothing freaking happens. Huge fan of underwear with pockets, by the way. But... And it's like you have no information. You have nothing to gauge by anymore because it's like I was waiting for like a couple things to happen. I was waiting for us to literally shoot up at news, close, and then go up. Still wouldn't be an entry in that probably, but or either just a hard sell off back up or just a bearish continuation. Yeah. Looks like we're not getting that. This sucks. I'm still bullish. I mean, shoot, man. Let's see what dollar's doing. Dollar is now kind of falling after we hit that buy side. I think it's going to be a short term, like very short term drop, which is the scalp, which leads us to a bullish scalp, but not really seeing anything. So if we do fall lower, draw is going to be this 1 hour gap more than likely. 5 minute wick there is pretty big. So I want to see a closure above this kind of sell stop line. I want to see a closure above there, but still not enough to take a trade. This is, and you can look at all this wick pressure. That's all from news. Wow, man. This is doo-doo, bro. Literally held off all day till news, and then news just does nothing. But no matter what, I'm going to be... I could probably trade until 11:30 today. Take an hour and a half nap before my 10-hour shift. All right, so this is kind of what I'm looking at. We're coming back down to probably tap into this wick. And if we get a good rejection there, that could be a possible so dollar is respecting off of a order block here. I don't really like to use internal order blocks like that, but that's more than likely looking what's going to happen here. So we are now traded underneath that threshold. The so we're just pouring down market structure shift 50 on the fib tool. Look, we're just seeing a bunch of this. Respecting 50%, we drop. Respecting 50%, drop. Which is where we're going to find the bigger drop now. So like I'm expecting for us to drop probably so if we're going off of standard deviation here, Looking for a drop lower, whatever. So either we're fixing to have a drop lower here. It could probably sprout like a 70, 80 point move. Or either what's going to happen is we're going to accumulate or manipulate a bunch of sellers, which would lead us to some type of move like this. Still, I don't like what's going on. Low probability day. Monday volatility is shot. So yeah, and one good trading thought that I've really been going on is, bro, would I take this trade 1,000 times? All right, cool. Then press the button. Looks like we're gaining a little bit of volatility right here. Dollar looks like we could be purging lower. So that could mean a short scalp on NQ. But I can't go lower than 1 minute right now. And everything's just looking like too tight on the 3 minute. I want to get a little bit more space in here. Like I want for things to be looking like something like that. And we're not getting that. Everything is too cluttered. Meaning what? Meaning everything is lower probability. That's how you gotta look at it, bro. Like you cannot force a trade. So this would be a 30-point stop loss up onto here. I would like to get to there. But why would you want to take short scalps within this? Which this is my model. Like, bro, this is a market structure shift. Came back down to an order block, but this right here is where the business is going to reside. Like mostly on this candle right here. Why did I just touch my nipple? But yeah, bro, we're getting nothing. We're getting literally nothing. And this was kind of the bigger move that I was talking about. So this is why I like pulling up the line graph, because we have a bigger, like a bigger leg. And then so if we're looking at standard deviation here, we pull right back, bam. That right there is a model. That right there is a model. It's just not the right conditions. Like, bro, we broke structure right here, and then we pulled back, wham, into that order block, right? That would be a really good. Honestly, why didn't I take that? Wow. Honestly, why didn't I take that? Yeah, that was kind of a missed opportunity there. So that's what like I don't really like to do, right? I said everything was like too cluttered. That's whenever it's like whenever you are realizing that things are too cluttered, that is where you would want to drop down to the lower time frame to space everything out. Because then it's like you're making the 30-second work for you. You're not straining to go to the lower time frames. So now everything's spaced out, which means what? Which means that now we have a good view, a good lens on structure. So we came down, we broke structure, came back up, order block right there, and then we had the move, right? We had the big pullback retracement, meaning that we are looking to now go further down. Um, yeah, but still, it's just like low volatility, which doesn't really matter because that's still a 60-point move. That's probably the only setup that I'm going to be looking or dissecting now. Like I'm not really looking at anything else. And still, it's like, bro, that's still too cluttered, even like on the 1 minute, because this is not good volatility. And really, it's like I want to be trading 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15. I don't want to be looking at 15-second, 30-second, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, because then it's like you're just you're scoped in too small almost. But like according to structure, yeah, like bro, I literally called that. That's what ignited the big move down, and it's bearish day, and it's low volume. That would have been the high probability trade setup for the day. But it's just too low. Like it's too low on the time frame, and I kind of want to stay away from that. And to be honest, bro, that's probably going to be the session. Like this is probably going to be a PM session day as well. Catch a short move, but because now it's like we're spiraling or we're spooling down now. This is where we could potentially see. Man, like I don't even want to look at that stuff. So I kind of want dollar to take out these sell stops. And then that could ignite like a run on stops, which means bullish. So that means that indices are going to be trading lower. Oh, wow. And so now we do have a divergence here. And bro, I'm not a SMT divergence trader. Just throwing that out there. So we have not taken out lows on ES, but we have done it here. See, it's just like, dude, we're still like so small right now. Everything is so small, like lack of volatility. This could ignite the big move. Shoot, we freaking missed it. Possibly back up into there. 60-point stop, I can't do that. All right, so if we see a market structure shift there, that's going to be permissible to draw our fib up to our weekend. See if we want to come back down on a pullback. Probably going to look at a 2-minute order block scenario here. So it's like, okay, we are trending bearish. I have to see something structure-wise, structure to break and then pull back to then come back up towards this 2-minute gap, probably. Because we do have a shift in structure there, but it's like it's not really. I think this is going to be more short term. This is going to be more of like, so now we're in between bias. All right, so do not forget that trading thought. Would I take this trade 1,000 times over? Then press the button. If not, then don't press the button and hold off. So this is kind of going to be the whole entire trade, or the whole setup for the trade right here. Do we respect this gap? If we respect this gap, that's going to be permissible to take a trade. Stop loss is going to be now 30-point range. And if we flood this gap and trade lower, then I'm out, bro. I'm not taking that trade. Oh, man. So now that stop loss is 50 points. I can't do that. What I could do is put my stop loss underneath that gap. I'm going to get rid of that. Clean the chart up a little bit. Because longer time frame here is like, bro, we've been bearish all day. This could be a complete manipulation. So all of this could be accumulation, manipulation, and then distribute lower. So in theory, I should be looking for shorts here with like a run on buy stops to go lower for a 1 to 2.5 or so. So if we pull back up into here, that would be the better trade. And I would take that 1,000 times over, I think. So the only way that I'm going to take a trade here is if we flood this gap and inverse it, come back up, and then go down. I really don't have the time to do this. But dollar is launching down now. That's going to ignite buys. At least to right there. See if we can get a trade somewhere in there. No impulse entries, candle closures only. And if I don't get it, okay, cool. Looking like we're not. Dollar's dropping nicely though. I think this is going to be the last time to get in. Well, we got a liquidity sweep lower. We have dollar dropping. We have market structure shift. We have holding a fair value gap strongly. I just don't want to be buying right now, man. And bigger time frame, longer time frame is saying that we want to go lower. I'm going to hold off. I could have bought right there, but I'm going to hold off. So entry would have been right there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to practice trade and log this in. Stop loss would have been right around $450. I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have a move somewhere up here, then kind of finagle for lunch, and then we're just going to have to see what happens. to there, but probably gonna have to miss this move, bro. But it's all good. Could have went a lot worse. So anything now is going to be kind of too late. You really want to. I'm looking at this PD array. So like, you really want to be buying bearish 50%. So that's why like my entry would have been somewhere around there. And then my take profit is basically primarily looking right here at this wick. Take profit would have been right around here. Damn! Looks like we missed it, man. I hate to freaking see that, but yeah, man. That would have been the trade set up for the session, and I held off. Why did I hold off on that? Why did I hold off on that? It's really what I would be comfortable with doing. I'm not losing any money on this type of trade, so I would already go ahead and move stop to break even. And to be honest, as soon as we go up $500, I'm out. That's a good 1 to 5, 1 to 1.5 RR trade on the day. Hey, there was practice though, guys. I'm sorry, but we did have market structure shifts. Came back down, respected the gap, got right in on that. Yeah, that's a little bit better trade. Texting one of my friends. All right, well, I'm sorry, boys. You guys saw me literally do 99% of the work, and I just did not press the button. But, man, I literally drew this up to a T. And that would have been following every rule in the book, and no impulse entry, getting off, or literally buying at a non-impulse entry, market structure shift. We had a run on stops, or really that was just like more of sell side liquidity. Run on stops there, market structure shift, pullback, and then we could have entered right there on that candle, non-impulse entry. And I would have taken profits right there. More than likely, I would have taken profits right there. So that's going to be the end of the session, man. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to go take a nap before I have to work a 10-hour session or a 10-hour shift, and it's all good in the hood. Yeah, man. Dude, I hate it. I hate it. I should have done that. But all right, that's going to be the end of the session, boys. See you guys back tomorrow. Peace.